back in business. All right,
everybody. Welcome back to Thanks for Your Concern.
I'm your host, Ella.
And I'm Berenice.
And this week we're doing Halloween.
Boop, boop. All right, so we're talking about the drinking and the drama that is Halloweek, and we're going to explain what that means. We're going to do a little cultural appropriation, and then we're going to hop right into listener stories about their traumatic experiences during Halloween.
All right, let's start off with just checking in. How are you?
I am fantastic. I had my birthday this past week. I went to sunny Las Vegas. I was chasing the sun. I rented a house with some friends, and it was a really good time. I had the worst anxiety attack of my life on 24, and I had said, "This is 24. You will never get rid of me." And I was like, sick.
That was a roller coaster.
It was a roller coaster. It was a great weekend. Lots of fun. Too much fun.
Good. Too much
fun.
What about you? Nothing new, really. I'm starting my sleeve tomorrow. So that's super exciting. I've been wanting a sleeve for a really long time, but basically I've been like, what about a job? Or what about this? The world is ending. So
we're getting sleeves.
Yeah, I want to cover myself with art. Yeah.
We're getting all of it.
All right, you guys. I'm so excited for this episode. Let's get started.
Go. Of festivities. It usually starts on whatever fucking day a week before Halloween is. So you party for 7 days.
7 straight days. You go hard all 7 days.
If you quit, you're a pussy. I'm just fucking kidding.
I mean, literally, there's people. I think there was a conversation every year, are you starting today?
Yeah.
Are you going to go out today?
What day
are you starting?
Yeah, what you going to be? You got ideas? It's a cycle of costumes. It's, they start really strong. They start creative. They start great, clever, fucking funny. And then they kind of dwindle down as your energy goes down to hippie, Santa Claus.
And the fucks you give are just
trash bag.
This is day 7 of this shit. No one even cares. Yeah. No one fucking... but... I'm excited to talk about Halloween because, it's been a while, you know?
Yeah.
Talk about the chaos.
Yeah, so in the start of the week, usually it's all college kids, but then as the weekend comes by, everyone wants to do something, so we get a lot of, Pullman gets a lot of stranglers for, Seattle, high schools around the area.
Less fun colleges.
For real. And all these mofos try to act like Pullman has an open container law, and they come over with their fifths and run around everywhere. Now, you think this is Disneyland. This is, imagine Disneyland, but everyone is drinking and wearing dumbass costumes.
It's not the happiest place on earth.
No,
it's sad.
It is actually really fucking stressful. There's cops literally in every corner trying to tame people. People don't want to hear it, okay?
Yeah, I feel like the height of this is, I remember one year someone was going around pulling fire alarms. And so every time someone, we had to evacuate. And so there were just thousands of people in the street running around trying to figure out what houses were open because everyone's fire alarm was going off. And it literally was a scene from a movie, The End of the World or Mean Girls, where there's just so much chaos going on. And you're sitting there oh my fucking God, what is this?
I bet that wasn't some type of scavenger hunt.
I don't know. It was nuts.
It was crazy, but it was also kind of fun because obviously we thrive in chaos. But mind you, this is already day 7 of chaos. So your mental health at this day is just you maybe not like chaos by this day.
You want quiet.
You want quiet.
Yeah.
You want to go home, drink apple cider, and maybe take a nap.
Take a couple days off.
Yeah.
Let your liver have a break. All right, do we want to start with our fun stories?
Yeah, dude. Okay, I'll start with my fun story.
Let's do it.
So, one year I was Miley Cyrus, and I decided to be Miley Cyrus that day because I got a foam finger in class, and I just was I'll go home, I'll paint this, I have a cute outfit, I'll be my best fucking Miley Cyrus. Now, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm a method actress, so I like to commit to my character that I'm portraying. So I went ham, okay? I twerked, I don't twerk, so that was something new. I fell off platforms, and I started my night at like places I don't usually frequent because that's like kind of what you do. You try to like expand your scene,
meet new people,
meet some new boys,
and then you realize everyone sucks. So
and then
you
you're
go
like,
back.
I'm gonna go back to the hole that I usually party at. Creature of fucking habit. So I went back to this place and they weren't having it, okay? They were like, you're cut off. We're taking you home. They said, Miley's too much for this place. So I got driven home by their sober brother, and then I don't remember much from there. But I do remember the next day that I woke up covered in my own vomit, and my bed was covered in my vomit, and so was my floor and my phone. So, that was the day I vowed. I literally woke up and I was like, I don't want to fucking die. I just want to have a good time. I pledge I will never puke my bed again, or I will stop drinking forever. Never puke the bed again. I scared myself.
Love that. I love character growth.
Yeah.
Talk about method acting.
Thank you. All right, Ella, what's a good Halloween story for you?
One of my like fun ones, I don't know if it's even fun, but I just remember waking up after I had shacked. So I was hanging out with Where's Waldo, and like the next day I was like, who's Waldo? You know what I'm saying? And so I was a Lakers girl. Like, ooh. Yeah, so it was fun. So I was a Lakers girl. There was Where's Waldo. There's this thing that frat dudes do, which is like black out their window with garbage bags. And cute, so I didn't have a fucking phone. It was dark in there, so I was like, oh shit, like
where the fuck am I?
Yeah, where the fuck am I? Like, I need to fucking get out of here, right? So when I leave and I get on like the street, I realize it's like fucking noon, and there are a lot of people on the street just like going about their lives and like going to class and shit, and I had to walk like a mile from this place to my house, and it was so embarrassing because I was seeing people that I knew, and I'm just like, half of my hair is curly, half of my hair is straight. I'm a Lakers girl, but like she got cut from the team way early. Like there's no way this girl is a Lakers girl. My shit was, oh my god, I forgot about this. It was ripped too. I had to get rid of that costume. I was gonna like re-wear that the next year, and I ripped it. It was like it was a bad look.
But here we are today.
Here we are.
The cutest Laker girl. I don't know how I'm going to follow up that story. Okay, so this is the thing. Usually during Halloween or any occasion that really people need to reach me, I don't have a fucking phone because I'm not trusted by my parents who used to buy me phones because I broke them all the fucking time. So usually I had to fucking either try to handle just like an older phone that usually died halfway through, and I had to get fucking creative about how I was to reach people. My plan was write numbers on your hand. Sometimes they'd have names, sometimes they wouldn't. So sometimes I'd have to run around, and then if I wanted to, let's say I met a cute boy, and you know, me spitting my best fucking game, I'm like, I'm giving my number, but it's like, bitch, you don't have a phone. So I was like, you don't know what, you give me your number, I'm gonna write it in my hand. And then later, I'll find you, like, with a friend's phone. Sometimes you forget the fucking, like, whose numbers things are. You have to play detective with yourself. I had a directory on my hand, as some would say, yes. So remember, there's always a way if there is will.
I just remembered one story that I was like, okay, this is funny. So I was a cheerleader in high school, so that was always a costume that I went. Yes. And surprise, surprise, a lot of people from my high school also went with cheerleaders throughout the week. And me and my friend, we low-key, like, did choreographed dances at the frat parties in our cheer uniforms, and people were like, oh shit, like they're going hard, because I remember it was, what the fuck is that song? It's from Hey What's Up Hello.
Yeah, Fetty Wap?
Fetty Wap. And we had like a couple dances to Fetty Wap, and we thought we were like the hardest motherfuckers, but like in retros it was really funny. But like day 1 of Halloweek, people were impressed. Day 7, they're like, we get it, you guys got a dance going, we get it.
Your cheerleaders in high school recycling your fucking outfits. That was the classic though, because here's the thing, in high school you're not allowed to slut up your outfit. You have to wear the whole fucking fit, and then if you wear something else, they like fucking scorn you.
Yeah.
And in college you get to take like the actual cute components and say fuck the rest. So I did also do that. that. It was the basic bitch. Maybe I'll bring it back as an adult. I still fit.
Oh, girl, I still have mine. And I was like, oh, there's no way this fits. And then I put it on. I was like, oh my God, bitch, I still have it.
This is how old I am. I try to take it back to my high school and say, like, hey, I can take out, like, my name off of it and embroider someone else's name if you guys want to, like I can donate this. You know, me being a good human that paid thousands of dollars for this uniform. And they're like, that's old. Like, we're getting new uniforms.
That's 2 fucking seasons late, bitch.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Whatever. I'll take my kindness somewhere else.
All right, you guys, we could not talk about Halloween without talking about
cultural appropriation and how not to be an asshole.
I love this. So we want to, like, off top, there's 2 categories to this. We want to say, like, there's cultural appropriation and then there's things that are offensive. And I think a lot more people are confused about cultural appropriation, so we want to focus on that today.
Right. For me, the biggest thing about cultural appropriation is sometimes you are not really thinking your an outfit through. Like, doing a costume about, I don't know, you do dreads or you do, like, the Mexican costume. For me, the Mexican costume with the poncho and the mustache and all of that is offensive because I learned that it was actually a caricature made in the 50s to depict Mexican people brought up by the Bracero program. And basically, this took advantage of a lot of Mexican people and then they deported all of them. So essentially, when you're wearing that Mexican depiction, which is being Mexican isn't a fucking costume, mostly when there's a lot of fucking race relations and immigration issues going on. For me, that's offensive, and it's also within the topic of cultural appropriation. It's the whole conversation that, like, maybe you can put on a costume for one day and then the next day you get to take it off, but other people, like, they live with that oppression forever and they can't change that.
And I think I think people can be empathetic and think about your intentions. Like, what is your intention with your costume? If you're just trying to, like, have a fun Halloween, there's other things that you can do that aren't offensive and things that take from your own culture, you know, things like that. So I just feel like you can still have fun on Halloween. There's so many costumes, there's so many options. And if your intention isn't to offend anyone, then just really think about your costume.
Yeah. And if you have questions, like, the best thing is to ask. Like, no one's gonna get mad if you are asking someone, like, nicely and respectfully, like, hey, I actually have a question about this, because it just means that you're trying to learn about something rather than just going for it.
Yeah, and I think that one thing is you can also just research the history of a depiction, because there's a lot of depictions of minorities that were used to other them so that it was easier to oppress them or make them slaves in America's history. Yeah. So look into it, because you might look into it and you're like, oh, this is kind of fucked up. I had no idea.
And I'll out myself. I participated in cultural appropriation when I first came to the U.S. I was dressed up as a geisha.
It happens.
Needless to say, I was 9 years old. Now that I look back, am I embarrassed? Yes. Will I pose the picture of myself so you can feel better about yourselves? Absolutely. We all make mistakes.
And then I just want to follow up. Like, I was Mulan one year. I'm not sure if it was cultural appropriation or not, but, like, I didn't, like, give myself a cat eye or make my skin white or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's, like, ways to celebrate something and be a character. Like, you could be Nicki Minaj without doing blackface. You can, you know, be this person without trying to make yourself a different skin tone, hair texture, etc.
If you have questions, Google is always there for you.
All right. So I love how we got to bring it up. You know, this is who we wouldn't be us if we didn't bring up cultural appropriation. But let's get to the fun part.
Yes.
Spooky stories.
All right. Listener stories. Story number 1. I was wearing the cutest sailor costume passed down by my Greek fam, and I drank apple Smirnoff. It was the point of the night where I was ready to go home and meet up with a guy I was kind of talking to at the time. Romantic. We went back to my dorm next to Greek Row, and I got into the shower and started giving him a blowjob. But he pushed it back too far, and I gagged, so I threw up all over his dick. As I laid there, reconsidering all my life decisions, he asked, "Did you get any on my balls?"
How rude. This can happen to anyone. So whoever wrote this in...
Listen, it's his fault.
His fault.
Dick was nasty, okay? So we had to throw up all over it. I get it. I get it.
You know, some people are into that kind of thing.
And how dare he not ask, "Hey, you good?"
Yeah, his first thing is like, "Oh, did you get it on my balls?" Your balls are washable.
You're in
you
the
have
shower.
No holes on your balls.
A better question would have been, "Did you get it on my asshole?" That one, valid. That one, scary. I get it. Balls, she should be just fucking fine.
Just fine. All right. The next listener story. I have a friend who deadass woke up in the hallway outside of a bar and they were closed and no one woke her up and it was literally 6 a.m. She had no phone and it turns out that it was in the bar and she had to embarrassingly walk into there and ask about it the next day.
Listen, that's fucked up because, first of all, that girl had to be there all fucking night.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a friend. Maybe it wasn't a girl. But they had to still be, like, all night.
I honestly, like, if I saw someone on the ground, I would, like...
At least kick him and ask him if
are
they were good.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, you know, green dot
do you need
them.
a friend? Green dot, yeah. call an ambulance, maybe.
You know,
I don't know.
something. Fuck.
Yeah. The thing about this is, like, if this happened in Pullman, I could like 100% tell you what bar this would have happened in Pullman because they didn't want you on the premises. Like, if you were dying, they'd probably just, like, kick you off to the side so you just wouldn't die on the fucking premises. Anyways, glad she's fucking okay. Next up. I was with a friend outside of a frat house at an intersection. One of my friends was super fucked up and she started talking to a cop. So my friend was trying to do some damage control and told me to stay put while she went over to talk on my other friend out of getting arrested. I was scared to leave the spot because there were a bunch of people running around and I was scared to lose her. But I started feeling like I really had to shit right at that moment. Same. So I tried running home, but I couldn't make it. I pooped myself halfway to my apartment. Thank God I was wearing spandex.
It all happens to the best of us.
Listen, as a runner that it causes bowel movement, I understand the actual moment of fear where you're like, I might not make it, and you have to suss out your options. You're like, I can poop like in a, like, by a corner in a dark hole, maybe even make it on top of like a drain thing. So, but then you have nothing to wipe with. So there really like is no good plan for almost shitting your pants except making it. I salute.
Sometimes you don't make it.
No, yeah, I salute your attempt to make it home. I'm sorry that you had to shit your pants.
I hope you don't shit your pants this year. Next story. I got J-boarded, which means you got in trouble with your fraternity and had to stand trial in my fraternity while they listed every crime I took and every L I took during Halloweek, most of which I did not remember. These were his offenses. 1, sneaking in sorority girls from the back door. 2, having hard alcohol in my room and giving it to people like candy. 3, blacking out and lying through my teeth about not being the one who did something and getting away with it until the next day when people started to put the pieces together.
Here's the thing. Now in our era of technology, you can't get away with shit because everyone's stupid and likes to Snapchat when they're drunk.
Oh my gosh, my boyfriend was like, oh, you know, I think I'm thinking of gonna run for public office. And I was like, I got some skeletons. I'll tell you right now.
Not first leading material.
No, it's not gonna happen. I should have gone to college.
You know what? If Donald Trump can be president, you can be first lady.
Fuck yeah, I can.
You can be president, Ella. You can be
I don't want to be.
whatever you want to. I would
yeah.
never like to be president, but yeah.
Oh, the other funny part about this is that so he got J-boarded. I basically got sent to standards. I went 4 times in my time in college. I was in a sorority for a year and a half. Standards 4 times.
You know what? They were shady assholes because
shady bitches.
Every time that Ella got fucking sent there, it was like instances that where we were together, and I was like, why didn't they never send me with her? Like, who got beef with Ella that doesn't have beef with me? Let's go.
It's
Let
funny.
me know.
It's funny because I would ask people. I'd be like, "Did you send me the standards?" Like people would be
outside of chapter.
Literally, like I'd be like asking people straight up. Like people would be enjoying their breakfast, and I'd come over and be like, "Did you send me the standards?" And I literally asked every person, and every single person was so uncomfortable. And like I was half joking, but like half being serious.
So if you're listening and you sent Ella to standards, out yourself. It's time.
We'll have you on the podcast. Show you what a trial is like, bitch. Okay, just joking.
Next up. Probably commencing hooking up with this not cute frat national rep underneath a blanket on the couch in my apartment with the lights on, with everyone I was drinking still in my apartment. I thought I was slick. Also, just a Squirtle repeating, Squirtle squirt. Not a good moment for me. LOL.
I love the commitment to the character.
And, you know, the bravery, the savagery.
The savagery. People say they're savages, and I'm like, really?
Are ya?
Are you?
Are ya?
I love the part where she said, I thought I was slick. Everyone thinks they're slick, you know? Everyone thinks
no
that...
one's gonna know.
Who's gonna know? They'll never know. Next up, worst Halloween story ever, monkey covering the eyes. I drank 2 Four Locos before even leaving my apartment for my roommate's 21st B-Day. I remember walking out the door, and then I woke up the next day and found out I kicked one of my roommates, ran away from my friends, and hopped out of a moving car. It gets worse. 3 months later, someone I have never met before tells me that he remembers me from Halloween. Turns out I rap battled Asher Roth, the I Love College guys, at one of my fave fraternities dressed up like a sexy police officer. I won. There went my political career as I watched a video and multiple people had indeed been filming.
Inspiring. I wish I could win a rap battle, but freestyle will never be for me.
I might be able to. I mean, this dude doesn't have that good of bars, so.
Girl, I'd be right there next to you, hyping you up. Ooh,
yeah, oh yeah, bird.
That's it. Right. You know, the best part about this is that drunk girls are like indestructible. Like, she said she hopped out of a moving car. I've seen girls I've been in the car when a girl moved out of a moving fucking vehicle. And you know the worst part about that is the person who's driving that's sober is scared shitless because they usually think that they ran you over. And then everyone else in the car gets to see you get up from the floor and run away. I'm glad you're okay.
Happy to see you're alive and you wrote in.
Yeah. All right, next story. I took some LSD on Halloween and I tried going to a frat. But when I got there, this really drunk dude was holding a fake saw. But I was tripping, so I thought the saw was on. And I was so high and uncomfortable because I thought people were just letting him run around with a real saw. I'd be fucking scared.
Dude, Halloween's sometimes scary. Like, some people, like, I like cute Halloween, but like I'm an axe murderer, like like when there's so like we're method actors, but like method acting as Nicole Richie, like that's harmless. Cute, harmless. Like method acting as it is like really freaky.
Actually, yeah.
Every year some dude gets too into the character, and I'm like, you're scaring me.
I am trying to like push myself this year. At first I was going to be like Fairy Odd Parent, the dude that like sort of like, I don't know, polices fairies. But then I was like watching my fave show, which we'll get into, and I was like, I just need to push myself to like actually be spooky this year.
I love that.
Thank you. So we'll see where that goes. But back to the story. That is fucking terrifying, okay? If I thought someone had a real fucking chainsaw at a party, I'd be out.
I'd literally be like, where's the grown-ups? Who's in charge here?
Oh my god. Thank you so much for writing in.
I mean, all these came in anonymously, but like, thank you guys so much for opening up and telling us these stories. When I was reading them for the first time, I was dying laughing. All right, plug of the week.
Okay.
All right, so I have an app, and it's called ClutchSOS, and it was created by an African-American man. He's a small business, but it's essentially like a safety app, and the features of this app is that, like, you can basically, like, press into it and say, like, I feel unsafe, and it automatically starts recording you, as well as sending your GPS location to your trusted members, and it also starts, like, a group chat within the app of all your trusted members so that they can, like, communicate with each other and you can communicate with them. If your phone gets turned off because your abductor or the police turn your phone off, or your phone dies, when you started recording, it automatically sends it to those people.
Oh my God.
So yeah, so not only is it a person of color and a small business, but this is like a really helpful app. So ClutchSOS is right now only available for iPhone, but they are working on expanding to Android soon.
I love that. Okay, so for my plug of the week, I'm actually going to do a podcast. It's called CodeSwitch by NPR, and it is people of color discussing different issues. Like, there was a current one about ethnic studies. So you get to learn a lot about different issues surrounding, like, POC and other unrepresented groups. It is very interesting. They are also around only 30 minutes, so you can learn something new every week. I really enjoyed that podcast, so highly recommend.
All right, those were our plugs of the week.
That is our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it or got a kick out of it.
Our super spooky special.
You know, we do want to kind of end the podcast with saying, like, maybe this year you aren't dressing up because it's fucking COVID and there's nothing really to do. So here are some things that you can do if you aren't dressing up and you're going to be at home. Depends on what the fuck I do. But if I stay home, I'm going to watch Dragula.
We love Dragula. We're really big Dragula stans. I don't think Dragula has enough hype.
No. Definitely not. If you've never watched Dragula, it's basically like RuPaul's Drag Race, but it's like a scary spin on it.
Yes, spooky, glamour, gore. They have seasons 2 and 3 on Netflix, and then the 4th season is on Stars. And it's literally dropping this week. So this is a super bingeable show. It's super cool.
Yeah.
It's very drama.
Yes.
Very
it's
drama.
A lot of drama, but it's like, it also will inspire you to, like, not be a basic bitch as it has me. It reminded me who I am, okay?
You can be anything you want to fucking be. It is inspiring.
Yeah.
So I think we just want to leave you with that. We hope that you enjoy your Halloween. Obviously, Halloween's going to be different this year. Usually I spend it with, like, my family and all that jazz, and we make chili. But I'm actually going to share my chili recipe with you guys on our social media.
So cute. I usually spend it blackout drunk at a bar. That won't be the case this year, but we'll see what I do.
Okay, super fun. So make sure that you subscribe to the podcast, rate, and review. And you can find our socials. Our main social is thanks4 your concern. And my Instagram is Ella L Tutor.
And my Instagram is @Berenice Diaz M.
See you guys next week.
Bye.